Hello. Welcome in, Mac, Willow, Baron. Hope you are all doing well. We are going to start programming in item cooking, I guess. Frog's like, no, fruit smoothies. We don't actually have fruit smoothies as an item yet, but point stands. This is going to be an interesting one. So we have the item directory, which has our list of item keys, such as strawberry. So the way I figure it, we will have a directory of recipes in somewhere. Twitch Mobile is broke. You can still Twitch Mobile, it's just that's its default state, is broken. So let's see here. If we look up the item icons, you can't see it great, but we already have combo items. Like if you were to combine a strawberry with a honeycomb, then you get a honeyberry. If you combine apple with jam, you get apple preserves. He's really enjoying Dark Souls. I thought he hated Hollow Knight. What gives? So we have some items already in the system that are meant to be obtainable by cooking two items together. I think I've got... You are thinking of trying Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls. The closest thing I've played is Hollow Knight. And that's only like vaguely Dark Souls-y, I assume. Maybe it's completely Dark Souls-y. Maybe it's exactly like Dark Souls. I have no idea. So we're gonna need two different systems here because... Or two different lists, I think. Cooking one item versus cooking two items. I think the rules we're going to lay down are... Given a set of ingredients, either a single ingredient or a pair of ingredients, it is going to be consistent. Set of ingredients always spits out the same result no matter what. There's no, if you cook this item, you have a chance of this and a chance of that. None of that. You get what you get. On the flip side, though, we're not going to necessarily rely on every cooked item having a single recipe to get there. We're going to say that if you cook... There's a chance that there's two different things you could cook that give you the same result. I don't have any examples yet. Actually, one example would be garbage. There's a common theme in this sort of genre, wherein if you try to combine two items that do not mix well together, you get a junk recipe. Actually, Zelda did it with its cooking minigame of like if you combine two items or more that like don't have any recipe you can make with them, you just get whatever it is, trash food. In Cooking Zelda, the newer Zeldas, the newer the latest pair of 3D Zeldas, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, both have a cooking minigame. Those later Zeldas have a lot of very different things going with them. But yeah, there's a common theme that you get a junk item from combining the wrong stuff. And so that alone is reason enough to say, no, you gotta... You can combine two... There's a chance of two different ways or more to reach the same recipe. Just by nature of, well, mistake can be reached by multiple different ways. So you go in being bad at it. There you go. What about Cuphead? What about Cuphead, Willow? So let's start out with a directory of cooking recipes, I guess. It's not really a directory in this case. It's more of just a cooking list. Maybe I could put it in the item directory. Recipes. Just have item.recipes as a list. Cuphead, I like the theming of Cuphead more than, like, don't get me wrong, Gothic fantasy is fun. There's getting to be a lot of it. Cuphead was a really out there, fun idea of, like, let's go all in on early traditional 2D animation. What a fun idea. Recipes. So we're gonna have Elden Ring and Oblivion. Isn't Oblivion the Elder Scrolls? That's an RPG. Elden Ring, I guess Elden Ring might be an RPG of sorts. Oblivion is the Elder Scrolls game that comes right before Skyrim. Gus, hi. I did not hear that, Casual. That's very interesting. I mean, I guess they got like the Netflix money now. They can go nuts. But good. I saw you doing some WoW the other day. Life is good. About to go on vacation for a bit. And I'm looking ahead at continuing this project for like the next 4 years. Yeesh. Let's see. We're going to say input. Input 1. How about single item recipes, and then double item, 1 item recipes and 2 item recipes will be two separate lists. We're heading to Florida for DobbsCon. Everybody, make sure to visit us for DobbsCon. We'll be somewhere in Florida. If you guess correctly, then you get to take a selfie near me, not with me, just near me. Okay, so 2 item recipes. We're gonna say item 1 equals something, item 2 equals something, and result equals something. Is it? Now, do we do it this way? Can we reference it this way? I think we can. Is that allowed? Strawberry, honeycomb makes honeyberry. Is this compiling? All right. 60. Yeah, Cuphead is like 20 or something. It is in fact $20. Smash Ultimate Ooh. What do you play in Smash Ultimate? I'm gonna judge you no matter what you say. I'm gonna come to conclusions about you. I'm trying to get some ladder points. Okay. I never got into WoW. Thankfully, I'm quite proud of myself for resisting that. In the heyday of WoW, it was around 2000. 2005, maybe 2004. Let's say 2005 that I was considering getting WoW. Jigglypuff and Mewtwo. 2 Pokemon, interestingly enough. I'm judging so many people. It was about 2005 or 2006 that I was looking at WoW. I had money for the first time because I had a job. And I was strongly considering WoW. Maybe it was earlier than that. But Guild Wars had just come out. And I was researching that and seeing like, oh, it's similar, but you don't have to pay every month. A one-time fee instead of a monthly fee, so it's cheaper. And I went for it. I went for Guild Wars, and I played it for a bit. I enjoyed it. I didn't really dabble much in the multiplayer, and I was fine with it. It was like, this is just a video game experience. I enjoyed it, and I'm done. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's like a social aspect to WoW. It's not just a video game that you're gonna play. You're kind of investing yourself into a social club. Oh, Theron, you ruined the surprise. Take down the balloons. Everyone, let's hide. Ready? We're gonna hide. Is he still? Is he still? Is he here? Is he here? Where is he? Where is he? Right, get down.
o'clock by a very, very long time in the past week or so.
Right, hide.
We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, that's it for me. Have a good rest of your
Surprise! Dumb. It was so dumb. It was a dumb bit. Hello, Jer. So dumb. How were the souls? Well lit, I hope. Clearly visible. It was a great bit. What a good bit. What a good bit. I'm sure all the people coming in from Jerked Up stream loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'd say I should charge my phone, and now I notice that the cord is not over here anymore, because, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. We gained so much progress today. Excellent. We haven't done anything. We typed like 6 lines. That's literally it. We're gonna do cooking. We're gonna do cooking logic. That's the plan. But I'm glad Dark Souls went well. Cooking stream, sort of a cooking stream. One-shotting every boss. We've had real cooking streams before. I didn't do the cooking. I was just there. I guess the cooking streams have never been on my channel. Which is not how the game. Okay, no. When I played Cuphead, I was quite proud of how quickly I was knocking out bosses. There was one boss that took me like significantly longer than any other boss in the game. Cuphead is easy apparently when you're good at video games. Hang on, I've got the numbers. I've got the numbers. It was... Oh, thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. I'm going to brag about my Cuphead attempt counts. No, it was Grim Matchstick. Was double the second place number of attempts. It took 22 attempts. My next hard... The Devil took me 5 attempts. I died 4 times on the Devil. I died 2 times on King Dice. You struggled on the Clown. That one, well, no, actually not that bad apparently. I had 5 attempts on the Clown. I had 22 on Grim, 11 on Rumor Honeybottoms. And then everyone else was, and then third place was Phantom Express with 7 attempts. Everything else was 5 or less attempts. I'm sure if I had gone for like the harder difficulty stuff, and tried for like S ranks on everything, that yeah, it would have been rough. But I got a handful of one shots, but almost everything was 5 attempts or less, with 3 exceptions. I was really surprised. Like it was honestly very validating, because whenever I watched a Cuphead stream, I'd be like, oh no, don't do, oh, that was a bad, I certainly wouldn't have made that mistake. And then I talk myself off the ledge, like, no, that's gamer's hubris right there. That's gamer's hubris. But no, as a matter of fact, it was easy peasy. Baby game for babies. Path of Pain in Hollow Knight, same thing. Oh, God, Gus hasn't seen the game yet. Oh my gosh. Do we have the trailer? We have the trailer. Pull up. Is this it? Yeah. Boom. It's basically Thousand Year Door. Old school Paper Mario. It's a little loud, isn't it? It's a tad bit overpowering in volume. Why is it so loud? I don't know. This is old footage too. This is months old. We've improved since then. Not by visually though. The game still looks about like this. They knew. Yeah, Paper Robot. Yeah, that's the game though. It is coming along. We are almost a year into the project so far. The hope is that we will get a demo release coming out at the end of summer. Well, thank you. I'm quite proud of what we've managed to accomplish so far. Chat has been a huge help in coming up with some fun ideas, and I have shot down so many of them. I feel like a terrible streamer for that. Okay. We're 30 minutes into the stream. We've done nothing. Get the lizards out of here. Get the lizards out of here. We don't want them. We're cooking. We're doing cooking. Every one of the old paper... They didn't have cooking in Origami King. They got rid of it. I just realized. Oh, I can. I almost did for Moonrover. Put as many dumb ideas as we can. Get the lizards out of here. All right, old Paper Mario, 64 and Thousand Year Door, and Bug Fables, which is an honorary Paper Mario game, all had cooking as a major mechanic, where you can take items to a specific NPC, and they cook it and give you a better version of it back for free. And then at some point in the game, like usually halfway through, you gain the ability to combine 2 items to make a more complex item that sometimes combines the effects or sometimes does something completely new. In 64 and Thousand Year Door, in both cases there, the cook it lives in the hub town. In Bug Fables, you don't really have a single hub town anymore. And so instead they have 3 different cooks that can all do pretty much the same thing. Each cook has a signature recipe that only they can cook, but that's like in-game stuff that you don't have to worry about mostly. I want to have some ability to be able to cook remotely. I have some ideas about how to do that. And here's what I'm thinking. At some point in the game, you will get the ability to use Dabble as essentially a microwave oven / food processor. And you will be able to cook from the pause menu at the cost of 1 energy. That was kind of low, kind of quiet. No, I'm shooing them. I didn't hit them. So you'll be able to spend 1 energy to cook the items, but you have to know the recipe. Yeah, toaster is in, sort of, more or less. Add more lizards. That's the demand. The people want more lizards. With toes, I'm sure. Not the... You guys are gonna make sure we get nothing done tonight with all these lizards. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. It's like a tick too high. Needs 100 lizards. I'm sure. So the idea is that you will be able to spend 1 energy to cook a recipe, but you can only cook recipes that you have already learned by having an actual cook them. And there will be various cooks throughout the game that can handle that. Lizards are going to be the Koroks. I mean, we were thinking of adding like little leafy guys in Chapter 2. Because we need some kind of friendly set of characters. But I realized that doing leafy guys is like really close to stepping on Chapter 2 of Thousand Year Door, where you encounter little critters living in a tree. So I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll see. Okay, so first off, let's start with this. We're going to have a set of thingies here that say, well, if you cook a baseball, you will get back a bowling ball. If you cook a strawberry and a honeycomb, you will get a honeyberry. So if you provide an item that isn't in the list, you will get back a default item that we haven't designed yet that'll basically be garbage. I believe Bug Fables had Mistake was the item, and the let's see, the later Zeldas had Dubious Food as their like you didn't make a valid recipe item. What did Thousand Year Door have? What did that one have? Let's see here. Recipes. List of recipes. Was it a mistake? It is a mistake. Okay, so they still called it mistake. In Thousand Year Door, it replenishes 1 HP and 1 flower point. Can we work beagles in? It's a possibility. We have cats. Now, Bug Fables also has Mistake, but it's a little bit different. 1, it only gives you a team point. That's their version of flower points. No health. Instead inflicts poison for 2 turns. And Mistake is also an ingredient that you can cook. If you cook a mistake, you get a big mistake, which gives you 3 turns of poison and drops your HP to 1. And it's strategically interesting to actually have one of those because there are some, they don't call them badges, medals. There are some medals that activate when you are on 1 HP, and there are some medals that only activate when you are poisoned. And so that actually synergizes very well. So they actually provide an interesting reason to intentionally mess up recipes. I don't know what we'll do for our mistake style item. It'll probably be very meh. And maybe to encourage experimentation, we have some NPC that will actually like take mistakes off your hand and keep some kind of tally, and when you get to X number, they give you some kind of bonus reward. Some items like the Koopa. Yeah. Some things that are just like, this is just to combine with other items. On its own, this is like not a unique, interesting item. Yeah, the Koopa Leaf, you would cook that and make Koopa Tea. And I believe there were some things you could combine it with. We will probably have some of those items that are just like meh until they are processed. And that will be very nice if you already have the recipe for it unlocked. So we're going to have some kind of way of keeping the list of recipes that you have made in a kitchen. And then later in the game, when you gain the ability to cook in the field, you will only be able to cook those specific types of recipes. I guess the question is... Can you make a mistake? Like, can you cook a valid recipe in the field that you don't know? Like, does it let you attempt it and fail? Or does it outright say, no, you do not know a recipe that combines these items? Something like that. We'll see. Ingredient type items. Yeah. Short raid! Ah! Okay, so this is our basic. So we're gonna need a menu. And we're gonna put that buy. The buy. How does this work? How does this work? Buy. Sell. The sell. Here we go. Sell item menu. This is the one. We've got a baked in menu function for creating a sell dialog box right here. More lizards. Get them out of here. So this is the code here is, what is it? We make sure that we have a conversation step active. That locks player input for like movement. It hides the status bar. So let's see here. Menu, instance, create a menu. Give it a cancel callback of what to do if you just cancel out of it. Ooh, that's going to be interesting on the... Okay, so we're going to have two different... Does this need to be here, or does this need to be somewhere else? What is this? Does this make sense being here in the base conversation function? I don't think it does really, does it? So we could put it somewhere else. Populate it. So in this case, you add all the items. True. That is whether or not it's enabled, I believe. And then what to charge. Oh no, what the cost icon is. Pokemon, you haven't heard of Pokemon Coliseum? Yeah, Pokemon Stadium. I played Pokemon. I didn't play Coliseum either. How would you describe that genre? It was a weird thing. It was. We'll wrap a fancy 3D interface around Pokemon battles that you normally don't get. But yeah, it was no exploration, no gym stuff. It was just like, hey, you can you can have Pokemon battles, but we'll have fancy 3D graphics and effects. And also mini games for some reason. There were mini games. Huh. That was weird. Okay, I think this is the general idea then. Let's basically grab this. Where do we stick this? Is this a conversation system here? It's not global. I guess it'd be kind of a menu. I guess let's put it under menus. Cooking. Create new script. Cooking. All right. So yeah, on its own, this does work. No, it doesn't. Combat menu is not instantiated. So we need to grab that. And sell item. What is sell item? This. Okay, that's the actual process of. Okay, so we're gonna use this as our base code here, and we're just gonna kind of edit this. We're not going to make like some kind of base class and instantiate off of it, because honestly, for as small of a footprint as this is, we'd wind up with basically the same amount of mess, and then we'd lock ourselves in to that very particular format of, okay, the menu has to do this, and then when you cancel, it has to do that, and this lets us be a little bit more free with it and make some edits a little bit easier later. It was fine. It was fine. It was N64. That's what you had to get by with as little as possible. Was the ball even 3D, or was it just like a flat circle that was billboarded? Let me look. Super Mario 64 Bully. Was it real? I don't believe it was real. I don't think that was a real circle. I'm going to say that was not a real circle. Or that was just a flat circle, not a polygon of any sorts. Well, I'm not sure now. It's tricky to say. Hang on, let's take a look at these guys. All right, hold on. Like, look at this. Look at the shine. Look at how the shine is always facing the camera. It's got the exact same shading all the way around. I don't think there's anything 3D about that. I think that is just a billboard circle. The feet are very obviously polygons, and the horns are, but I don't think the body is. I think the body is a billboard sprite, which is clever. That's a good idea. Now, how is it, though, that they managed to draw the... Oh, I bet there's some weird... Look at this. Look at that. The eyes are drawn in a different order than the bodies here. So you've got this one's body, and then this one's body, and then both of their eyes are on top of that, which shouldn't be possible. Yeah, it's a sprite. That's interesting. I like that. Okay. Let's call this one item cooking menu. So this is after yeah, this will be the confirmation here. This is going to be when you go to them and you say, hey, what do you want to do? And you say, I want to cook one item. And then this menu will pop up that'll say, okay. In that case, let's grab your items. Ooh, how does this work? Menu instance add item. Combat menu. What does add item need on this? Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Take me to this. Please? Please? Okay. That's not working. Combat menu. Add item. Name, description is enabled, cost, sprite, and cost type. Now, cost type, I think, only shows up if the cost is non-zero. So that literally doesn't matter, and it's an optional parameter, so we can just drop that completely. Cost, we just set to 0. We use item index for the icon to use there. Da-da-da, too many cooks. Very clever, thank you. No cost associated. Just add all items that you own into the menu. And when you select one, we're going to prompt you with some kind of dialogue. We can parameterize this text if we want to. We're not going to right now. We're just going to say, okay, you want to cook that item name, and it'll be free. We're not going to cost. Make it cost anything. So take the sell cost out, and then and then we're going to say cook item. Should we say cook items? So that we can reuse this. Bind that in parameter there. For item in items. Erase it from the inventory. We're not gonna send you back to the item menu, I don't think. So get that out of there. But we are going to add a new item after. We're going to play an animation. Wait for animation finish. And then give you the new item. Whatever that is. Which is going to be something we have to calculate. So how do we get the new item? Does the question involve Sister Act or Sister Act 2? I'll take that as a yes. Cook items is the function. If you say no, do not cook it, then we go back to here. And then if you cancel, we just fall out of the menu. How many packs is GQ gonna crack? There's a woodchuck wood in there somewhere. Over 100. Are they physical packs? Or are they digital? 100 physical packs. That's a sizable amount. Those aren't cheap either. I don't even know if they still have it, but there's like a digital Pokemon trading card game. Also, there was the Game Boy Color Pokemon trading card game, which was actually really good. Like, surprisingly good. It was a huge mistake. Okay, so let's see here. Var result item by default is going to be item directory dot garbage. Let's say debug game over for now. To do garbage item. Mistake. So now we need to try and calculate what the result of the cooked items will be. If items.size is 1, then we've got pretty easy work here. We're just going to look at our one item recipes. Item directory dot one item recipes dot filter such that item 1 equals item. Is that right? I think so. Oh, equals items sub 0. Okay. And boom, that's our result. If found is greater than, if found.size is greater than 0. If we found anything, then our result item is now the first item in that list. Done. Plentiful rewards. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and include the code for if you are combining 2 items, which is that we are going to return item 1 equals items 0, and item 2 is that, or how am I gonna fit all this in? Oh, this is awful. This is awful. Or opposite order. Okay, so find one that is either one. All right, so that gives us a result item of either a mistake or an actual resulting recipe. So then to give you that item, what's the purchase code? What's the buy code? How does that work? Set buy item? What does that do? Ah, here we go. This right here. Want to buy that? Deduct coin. Get item. This right here. UI global.get item, which actually adds it to your inventory and makes you hold it over your head and all that good stuff is handled in that code. So we'll just do that. Result item. Oh, but we have to pass in the key. Is it result item dot key? Result item. Are we not setting key in here? thought we were. Maybe that's a different thingamabopper. Oh, we do ID here. This is an example of that. Do we do it in enemies? Yes, we do. Well, we should do that for items as well. Let's see, for directory property, actual item is that. If it's dictionary, then item.id is apparently, can we call it item.key? Might make more sense. All right, so now we've got item.key, and we should be able to pass that in to our get item box. All right, I think that's the basics there. Now we need someone to say this. Someone's gonna actually do this. So to do that, sell. Let's look at our sell item menu. Yeah, this one right here. Who calls this here? Conversations. Apparently. So let's go to our bartender. Let's just have him do this. We're gonna start with this just to kind of make sure that he's working as expected. So that, can we sell things to the bartender? Hey, Ruby. We're working on item cooking. Cooking items to get new, better items. It's a staple in this genre. A must-have. Okay. All right, so talk to this guy. Boom. All right, so we've got a sell menu. We're not locked in, but that's fine. Okay, so we do have somewhere where we can talk to this guy, and he will help us out. So this is only going to be available after you help these guys with a little side quest, a required side quest, to fetch the blender. But that's not enough, because it turns out they don't have any ingredients. Isn't that hilarious? Hey, Winter Beast. Sell item menu. You know what let's do? Let's put in a reference to the cooking here. And now, where we've got our sell item menu, let's also have our cooking functions as a pass-through here for one item cooking menu. Just like that. Cannot call non-static function? Is this a static? What? Is this a static function? Oh, maybe it's because I called this. Is that what I did wrong? Huh? No. Do I need to new it? I need to new it up, don't I? In the same way that I do for combat function here, I need to instantiate it. I hope I don't need to do anything else. Okay, that's fine for now. Okay, let's see if this will work. Can we cook? So far what we have done is we have set up a recipe where if you cook a strawberry, you get a honeyberry. Don't question it. We're gonna see if that works. He's not gonna do any fancy animation. He's just going to give us the result right away. It failed. Can't instantiate the base function there. Darn. Thought I was clever by putting the cooking in a separate file, but now I don't know if I can actually do that. No, wait. How does utility work then? Well, I guess it's a global. That helps it, doesn't it? Is there some other non-global thing? No. This should work. This should work though. Something's screwed up here. I used to do this for enemy directory. Right? Something's silly here. Why can't I call it this way? Hang on. Godot reference another script. How to use a function from another script? I know I've done this. Call a function in another script. Oh, just .new. Is it really just that? That might be it. That might be all I need. All right, cook strawberry. Cook strawberry. Come on, everybody, cook strawberry. It's a bit of a mouthful. Don't chant that. Strawberry's not listed. Cook a baseball. No, cook a scarecrow. You want to cook that scarecrow? Yes. Did I get an item? I don't feel like I got an item for that. My scarecrow's gone. Well, just as a test. I was just doing that as a test. That was a good start. Good start. Notably, it didn't work, but it was a good start. Why didn't it work? Where were all our items? Items. Get cell inventory. We don't want cell inventory. We want all inventory? What's the difference here? Cell inventory is only if you can sell it. Oh, do I not have any strawberries? Was that my issue? I totally just don't have any strawberries. Well, that would do it, huh? Let's get a strawberry and a honeycomb in here. Super Mario Sunshine. Cell inventory, though, is not what we want. I guess it's battle. No. Battle is only the ones with that have combat. So we want... I guess we want the entire inventory. Let's try it. I just want to cook a strawberry. Just let me cook a strawberry. Finish play with Oblivion. Like mod Oblivion? Or just play the game. Oh, he doesn't like that. Oh, because it's not actually the item. Okay, yeah, I do have to go into item directory and make a get full inventory. Blah, blah, blah. And then try again. Ah, I gotcha. Okay, so they did a remake of it recently. Very, very recently, like within the last month. Oblivion itself is old. Like, upwards of 10 years old. Horror game. I don't think it was a horror game. What do you not like? What do you not like? Item is the word strawberry. And there's no dot name on that. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Oh, right, because I just made that function. Get full inventory. Okay. Just made that function and then just didn't do anything with it. Let me see here. Oblivion. Elder Scrolls 4. Oblivion. There's remastered and there's Game of the Year and there's Game of the Year Deluxe apparently. So the old Oblivion is $5. The remake is $40. A horror game. Ooh, let me see. Let me see that. Oblivion. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is a game that's just called Oblivion. That is not what Oblivion is. You're looking for The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Oh, man. I bet that horror game got a big uptick in sales recently. That is a little no-name, I've never heard of it, horror game. Okay. It's not locking me in yet, but I think that's because there was no conversation that started. Okay, you want to cook that strawberry? Yes. Not quite. Result item is something. Oh, it doesn't have key. Let me see. Result item. Uh-oh. What is result item here? Result item. Oh, no. It gave me the recipe finding. Ah ha ha ha. So the item directory, where it stores our list of recipes, we want .result when we find a result. Nah, all right, foolish mistake. It went wonky. Yeah, I bet a lot. Man, that is very funny. What are the there are 6 user reviews on this game. How dare you autoplay audio? There's 6 user reviews on Oblivion. Oh, wait a second. Guys, this game was released May 21st, 2025. Oblivion is like a week and a half old. Do you think it's a brand new horror game? Do you think they went out of their way to name it Oblivion in hopes of getting a handful? No. Like, when did Oblivion Shadow drop, though? It was like weeks ago. Do you think they were working on a game? It's like, all right, I've got it. And then, yeah. Do you think they're like, oh, is any game called just Oblivion? They've done that on purpose. Maybe. Yes. Did it give me the item? I don't see the item I got. I don't see the item I wanted. Where's my item? Cook this. No, it's eating my items and it's not giving me the result. Oh, bind. I need to just call it. Why did I bind it? Full inventory is not well... It works, but it only triggers in cases where it is conceivable that you could receive an item and increase the number of items you have in your inventory. For example, in shops, it is expected that if you have bought an item, it is because I have already performed the check to make sure you have room to buy it. So there's no... Technically, when you gain an item in the shop, I'm trusting that I have already successfully captured the case where you selected, hey, I'd like to buy this item, but you didn't have any inventory, in which it will immediately say, hey, you can't buy that. If you did get past that step, somehow through some glitch, it will no longer care whether or not you have room. Why make item limits? It forces you to manage your resources a little bit more carefully. You can't just overstock and say, I'm just taking 50 super powerful nukes to the final boss by grinding coins forever. It's like, no, you can take your super nukes, but you can only fit like 10 of them in your inventory. So yeah, maybe you can get through phase 1 after grinding items for hours, but it would be, your time would be better spent by just fighting normally. Cook that strawberry. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, that's it. Okay, it does this. Look at this. I've never shown this off. Pocket overflow. Okay, so apparently this does happen. If you receive an item, but your inventory is full, which in normal circumstances cannot happen because I will usually stop you from doing it. In this case, it happened because my inventory was already over the limit and it remained at the same size. Invalid JSON. So then it gives you this. So we have to, okay, so it did successfully cook the item. Look at that. We need a little jingle for it to play when you get an item, a little ba-da-ba-da-bum. Actually, I should just do that in beatbox, honestly. Like all the other menu sounds. Get rid of this scarecrow. Oh no, I didn't think about this. Item on field should vertical Y billboard. Item on field. Item on field 3D has an item icon, which is a node 3D apparently. Open in editor, item icon, sprite 3D, flags, Y billboard. Boom. Fixed. Instantly fixed. Boom. So the problem here is this area is rotated 90 degrees. So, like, technically this is the forward-facing axis. I need to make that actually hover over your head, which is not impossible, of course. It's just annoying. Nice looking. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. does it matter that it's there? Hey, I just fixed you. Well, I guess I didn't fix you personally. Okay, but that works though. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We have our recipes in progress. Okay, we need to actually get all of these recipes registered. There are 9 recipes. Comma. There are 9 recipes combining the different tiers of items that we have already planned out. Strawberry, apple, and dragon fruit for the health items. And then honeycomb, jam, and cake for the sugary items. And they each, this 3x3 grid combines into different things. Honeyberry, candied apple, glazed dragon fruit, berry jelly, apple preserves, and dragon marmalade. And then berry shortcake, apple pie, and dragon surprise. There we go. We've just registered all of our 2-item recipes that we have. Now we need to make a menu where you can actually combine 2 items. And this is going to be a little bit trickier than the 1-item combination. Because we need to be able to remember the item. How is that going to work? Now what if we had a flag here for as a parameter to bring this menu up? Add bacon. No. No. I guess they did have smoothies, didn't they? John Nintendo is going to come after me. I'm doomed. Doomed. Well, Turtle will be happy to know that the script does include a reference to salting snails. How do I add fish that you can cook? Brilliant. You know what was kind of a fun thing in Tears of the Kingdom was trawling boats that you could build, that you could add one of those zappers onto a boat and it would just kill all fish in the area, and you could just build a big funnel shape and just skim across the water and just like collect all these pre-cooked fish. It was very funny. Right here, this needs... No. Cancel. How does the sell item menu appear? Does it keep the... I'm looking to sell. No, it doesn't have anything that it says here. It needs something. It needs like a header at the top. It's like, what, first item to cook, second item to cook? I guess we'll figure that out at some point. No, I kind of want to figure that out now because that that changes what I do here. Okay, combat menu can have something set up for that, can't it? Menu instance has a position. So let's go into combat menu. And let's add a optional thing similar to the description here. Let's just duplicate this and call it prompt. Select an item. And prompt is going to go like above the menu, and I think it'll be a one-line thing. Why is this not? All right, what's our deal here? What's our friggin' deal here? Why are you not? Why are you the way you are? Layout. I don't know. I don't remember how this was. Size. Yeah. There we go. Something like this. Okay, so let's go with this. But prompt by default will be blank. But you can provide a prompt text, which by default is blank. And if prompt text is not blank, or no, better yet, prompt.visible is prompt text does not equal blank. There. So all we got to do is set the prompt text now. So now in here we can say choose an item to cook. Select an item to cook. Just like that. And let's set this a little bit lower down as a result. Okay, does that work? Do we get a prompt? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. No prompt. Why no prompt? Why is there no prompt here? Check our remote. UI global. Where does this get added to? To the cellar. That's very silly, but I guess it needs something to exist under. So under the bartender, sure enough, there's the menu. And what does it have as its prompt text? Select an item to cook. All right. And the prompt is visible. Where is it? Where is it though? What's its position in the world here? Let's jump into the code here for a prompt. Print prompt.global position 833,778. Where would that be? feels like that'd be off a bit. Put it at 0. Put it at 0, 0. Still don't see it. Scale it up. Scale it up ridiculously. Still don't see it. Top level is on. Take top level off. No. Z index 1,000. Where is it? I don't see it. I just don't see it. Prompt. Huh. That's weird. What am I missing here? Oh, actually, if I scale it up, it'll go the wrong way. Scale it down. No. 800, 600. Oh. Found it. It appeared. It's small, very, very small. So it's off screen. Oh, it's globally positioned. Oh, you got me. Okay. So all we need to do then is position this better. Like here is probably fine. And then I think we modulate this a little bit. I think would be good. Just make it appear a little bit different color. Than the rest of the menu items. All right, there we go. Done. So that, let's try it again. King. What a weird Pokemon. A lot of them were weird. It's just like here's a little monster. All right. There we go. We'll move this up 50 pixels, but we're good there now. So let's add a parameter here for combo type. Nidorino. They're just little guys. That's all they are. They are the most Digimon of the Pokemon. Combo type is going to be one item. So, or no, let's say single item. The options are going to be single item, first of pair, second of pair. This is going to make sense soon. We're going to replace this with being called cooking menu, because this is going to be for both 2 items or multiple items. So single item cook. So let's jot those down. Combo type can be single item, first of pair, or second of pair. Is Nidoran a cute Pokemon? I remember it being very forgettable. It's just like a little animal with spikes. Not even spiky spikes, like dull spikes, right? Like they weren't like, oh, it's gonna poke you and cut you. It's like, no, it's gonna like bump, like it's gonna be like you bump into a doorknob, kind of. Ow, ow. It's gonna bludgeon you with the spikes. Spikes that do no piercing damage, only bludgeoning damage. Nubs and whiskers, yeah. Bumpy rabbit. Yeah, it's like, it's not even antlers. It's just like, yeah, little nubs. Little protrusions from its skeleton. It struck me as a very, like, you could knock on it and it would be like, not like, I didn't even consider it like fuzzy. I considered it completely smooth and hairless and more of a, not even a rocky, rough texture, but like almost like hardened clay, very smooth and vaguely hollow. They do poison. That's weird. Why do they do poison? What's Godot's switch statement? I've looked this up before and I hated it. Match. It's called match. Ugh. Okay, so what you do is you say match combo type, and then you can say if it's single item, do this, and etc. for first a pair and second pair. So we're gonna say var. Now we'll just put the assignment in line here. Select first item to cook. Select second item to cook. There we go. So it'll say something different depending on if you're on your first item, second item, or if you're just doing a one item recipe. But you have to decide ahead of time whether you're doing a one item or two item, I think. Does that make sense? Or would it make more sense to just always... Would it make more sense to just say, like, if you have the option of a two item combination, would it make more sense to just say, all right, give me an item to cook? And then if you have the ability to cook two items, for it to subsequently say, hey, do you now want to add a second item or just cook this one? Because if you are... Does that save any time? Because that's just making you wait until later to decide. But you still have to do this exact same number of button presses no matter what. I guess we'll leave it as is. That you'll select up front whether you're going to cook one item or two items. Okay. Item and combo type. If you... Alright, so now for the... Ooh. This is tricky. Blue Apron. Oh, I did decide who the main cook is going to be. I did figure that out. It came to me. So there's going to be multiple places in the world. Like every town's going to have some ability to let you cook there. Just so you don't... To cut down on the back and forth. I hated how much of a chore cooking was in Thousand Year Door. It's like you could be at a town, you know, you get your Koopa leaf, and then you gotta march all the way back halfway across the world to actually cook it. It's very annoying. So I want the major towns to have their own cook, but I also want you to be able to cook on the field for a small price. But I've decided there's got to be like one main cook where like all the major cooking related side quests happen. And that's going to be in the hub. There's going to be a kitchen on a boat in the harbor, for lack of a better word. And I've decided that what the character is going to be is an anteater. And the joke is that the chef is always suggesting ants. That's it. That's the gag. That's the big funny joke that's really good. It's a really good, please laugh. Okay, so depending on the combo type, different things are going to happen when you select an item. Here's the tricky thing. What if you've already selected an item to cook? That's very annoying. So we're going to have an optional parameter called first item index, which defaults to -1. And first item index is going to represent the case where you have already selected your first item to cook, and you are now choosing a second item to cook. That first item should not be selectable. So what we will do is we'll say if first item index is greater than -1, that means you have selected an item, then items sub first item index items, I want that to be not available here. How do I do that? I guess we do a item index, item iter index equals 0, add the item, and then item index equals 1, and index does not equal first item index. There we go. Done. That's done. So that will gray it out in the selection. Easy. Cool. Al's unstoppable. He can't be stopped. I need to add something dumb. What was the thing I was thinking about adding to the? Oh, we could add some Slay the Spire stuff, because that's new stuff. Add the Secret Cat. Secret Cat's already in there. We could add Slay the Spire relics. Slay the Spire cards might be interesting. I can't without destroying the Secret Cat. I should make it when it pulls up the Hangman category, I should make it tell you what it rolled on its million-sided dice. And I can tell you what range would correspond to the Secret Cat. Okay. So item is the one you selected. So this is going to be very different based on combo type. So we can do this and say that if you're cooking a single item, then we just do this one thing. That's it. Easy. Gosh, ow. All right, we have to get more categories. Give me the Slay the Spire card list. Oh, no. Oh, it's a fandom wiki. Wait, hang on. Here we go, a spreadsheet. Yes. Yes, a spreadsheet. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Oh, it's much better. Okay, so what we do, 267, no, minus 2, 265 cards. So what we do is we open up JavaScript console because that makes this much easier to do. There we go. So we say, take this list, dot split it on new line. Okay, and make sure, yep, there we go. We've got a list of cards. Let's make sure that there's no weird characters. So flat map that. And then make a unique list. Get so many pop-ups on Stack Overflow these days. Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is a good way to do this, apparently. I'm interested. Oh, look at that. Boom. Join that. Nope. Without the commas. There are spaces, there are dashes, there are periods. That's it. Okay, yeah, that's super doable. Let's filter the cards. Filter to where length is greater than 10. That leaves us with 100 card names. That's pretty good. That looks good. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, perfect. Pull up the code base for the bot. It's programming, so that's like we're improving our skills. We're kind of paying it forward. It's an investment in the game development. Is doing Scratch JavaScript code. Let's see here. Minigame service. Oh wait, no, it's word game service because originally it also had word scramble in it. Okay, so all we got to do is make a new minigame category and call it Slay the Spire cards. Wait, we're gonna put it at a 1.0 weight, which is gonna be just as frequent as Mario Odyssey and Dabble Worlds levels and Sunshine Shines and apparently everything. I'm gonna drop Darkest Dungeon trinkets to 0.5. It's a balance. Setup. Secret Cat is still at 0.005. And then for this, we want to join this by comma, new line, that. Great. And then just pop that in the list of answers. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Nice. It tried to be helpful and do some auto formatting. Great. Got it. Cool. Nerf shines. Why would I ever do that? All right, take the bot down. Rebuild. Relaunch. And we should be back. Now we play the waiting game. All right, so this is what happens when you do this. Wow. Now, if you did a first of pair, then we're going to immediately run into the second using the new combo type of second of pair. And also, we're going to pass in the selection index that you passed. But if it is the second of pair, then we're going to prompt you to confirm, hey, do you want to cook that blank with that blank? And now that means we need to calculate the second item. Item 2 is item slash first item index. So we'll say item 2.name with that item.name. And if you say yes, then we're going to combine item and item 2. Otherwise, we're going to bring you back to the base cooking menu, I guess. That's fine for now. I think that's it. I think we did it. Let's retest on a single item. And then if it's still working, we're going to change this bartender to do double item cooking. It failed immediately. Why? Cooking menu does not exist in conversation functions. You're absolutely right, it doesn't. Cooking menu needs a combo type. And no such thing exists. There we go. Al's gonna love this new category, I'm sure. Roll and row in the ooze. Select an item, and then we'll say, I want you to cook this strawberry. You want to cook that strawberry? Yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. All right, good. Bring it over to Chapter 1 Conversations, and instead of saying single item now, we're going to replace that with first of pair. As though you had selected to cook 2 items. Select an item. Still saying select an item. And then it failed out. Something went wrong there. First of pair. Huh. Prompt text didn't... Something happened with the prompt text there. It didn't say any of these. Yay, you did it. And now, another. Oh, here it goes. Inaugural minigame of guessing Slay the Spire cards. And no one knows what it could be. I don't even know what that is. But there's no R's in it. So why did this happen? First a pair. First a pair. Cooking menu, bind to actor. Prompt text just said select an item, which is the default state. Very wrong. Oh, it's got to be me misunderstanding how match type works, isn't it? How does match work? It's like a really weird switch statement. What? Is it doing something I don't understand? Do I need to fall out of it? Because I know in some languages with switch statements, you actually have to fall out of each individual set. Match statements, part 1. Oh, it's a video. Okay, let's assume that we're doing this right. Let's check that again. Something screwy, but I'm not sure what. We could add it'd be a little silly, but why not? Just to make sure. Let's add a print line in there. First of pair. No extra spaces or anything. It is. And yet, this header is something that doesn't match any of what should be possible. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. 2. Okay. But if I go into remote, search for that prompt. Prompt text is select an item. Okay, combat menu dot prompt text is select first. Okay, there's got to be something in this code then that's wrong for the menu stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. That is definitely what it is. Prompt dot text. Ooh, prompt dot. No. Prompt dot get child 0 dot text is prompt text. Okay, I've never set the prompt text apparently. That's always been wrong. All right, well that fixes that. Hey Zimmy. Yeah. You know what? It works. I'm not above it. I'm not too good for it. My day job is like working for a very large professional corporation with many other developers, and I've been doing that for a long time. And you know what? Print statements are fine. They get the job done. There we go. Select first item to cook, strawberry. And then it falls out of the loop. All right, so first a pair. Oh, don't bind. Don't bind. Just call it. Auto shears. There we go. Excellent defect card. See, Al is like now adding these to a big document somewhere so that he can study up on them and be ready. All right, combine a strawberry and a honeycomb. Oh, see, it grays out the strawberry since you've already selected it. And then honeycomb. Okay, you want to cook that strawberry with that honeycomb? Yes. And it fails. That's actually fine. Why did it fail? Invalid access to item 2 on type dictionary. I'm still looking at the 1-item recipes. You need to look at the 2-item recipes there. No, it's fine. We're gonna cook. We're gonna cook our 2-item recipe. It goes one. Well, that's on me. I'll admit. Actually, not always. It's not always on me. All right, cook. This time, cook the honeycomb with the strawberry. Yeah, cook that honeycomb with that strawberry. Yes. Honeyberry. It works. It's not beautiful. The menu is fine. Oh, and then we want to fall out. We want to fall out after receiving the item, I think. Cook item. It went right back to the... Oh, I think it went right back to it because I was still standing next to the guy. How does the game know which one to choose for the picture and stuff? Like, which item picture to show? If I say... if I tell it... If I pull up this menu and my first item is a strawberry, how does it know to draw a strawberry here? Is that the question? If I come down here, maybe it won't. Yeah, this is just because of this, I think. Yeah, okay. This is because I was still standing next to him. Eventually, Mac, but we haven't done it. How does it know which one to show? Oh, like, how does it know how to get the finished item? We don't care about the graphics. We want to know, like, how does it know that strawberry plus honeycomb equals honeyberry? That is right here. I made a list and said, if you combine a strawberry and a honeycomb, you get a honeyberry. If you combine an apple and jam, you get apple preserves. If you combine a dragon fruit and cake, you get dragon surprise. And if you cook a baseball, you get a bowling ball. That's actually just there for testing. We can actually take that out. We can take this out as well for now. But how does that translate to the picture? Just the picture? So in the item directory here, every item that I create, every item that I define, I put in an icon index. This is basically saying use picture number 39 of our big grid of pictures here. So this big picture has just a bunch of different icons that are used in lots of different menus. And that number right there exists on every single one of these items. Apple pie is 62. And so that's just defined for each of those. And that's where the code finds which thing to draw. Okay. Delicious bowling ball. That is pretty nifty. Okay, do we have a to-do here for cooking? All right, let's make a new setup for remaining things for cooking. Need an animation. Need a jingle for getting an item, which I can do that in Beatbox. I don't need to get something fancy from Casual on that. Although he may insist. We'll see. What else do we need? I think we need to work it into the actual... here we go. The frog conversation. After you finish the little hide and seek game, and you get the diner, the bar. After you get their blender back, currently the bartender is saying, "Hey, hopefully I can pay you back sooner or later." But we're gonna swap that out, and what we want to do is, the first time you talk to him after retrieving the blender, he will explain that he can cook items for you. And all subsequent times after that, he'll cut straight to the chase and just say, "Hey, what can I whip up for you?" The idea being like, "Hey, they don't have anything available, but if you brought some ingredients, they'll be happy to prepare them." But it's going to be limited. This being a early game area, you can only cook one item at a time. You can't combine multiple items to get better stuff. So we won't even give them the option of selecting like, "Oh, do you want to cook one item or two?" It's just going to be, "Hey, what can I blend up for you?" Now this is where it's going to get silly. We're going to say that he can cook any one item recipe that you can find, even if it does not make sense for a blender to be able to prepare that. And that's okay. I think that's fun. Because otherwise it gets restrictive if we start saying like, "Oh, well, this cook can only cook this set of items. This cook can only cook this set of items." And then it just becomes a really big chore, and I don't like that. I think that was a big weakness of Thousand Year Door, is just like having to go all the way back to the cook. If we spread them out, then we can eliminate that. Bug Fables kind of cut down on it. We're going to take it a step further and allow cooking in the field under certain circumstances, which is going to happen mid-game, I think. And that's really going to help the player a lot, because now when they find a low-tier item, if they've cooked it before, oh, well, now it's actually a decent item. They just have to spend a point of energy to cook it. That's pretty good. Because then it sells for more. It is better in combat. It's like, oh, perfect, win-win. And that further incentivizes you to experiment with new items you find at shops. Like, oh, this shop has this thing for sale. I got to see what happens when I cook it, so that when I find more, I will be able to cook them immediately and not have to come back to town and that kind of thing. That's the plan for that, is in the field cooking. Field cooking, we don't have to get that working for the demo. For the demo, we can just have NPC cooking only, and that's fine. So we'll do an animation. We'll do a little jingle. Adjust bartender lines. First time host Biggle. Explain no ingredients available. After that, immediately start with cooking prompt. Lizard on a stick. Sausage in a bun. Yeah, I think that's all we really need to do. The animation, that's gonna need some sound effects, of course. Need some decent sound effects for that. There was something else I was thinking of that was like, oh, that needs sound effects too, but it might have been the cooking that I was thinking of. No, I think this is good. This actually worked. I'm very pleased. We got this done in under... This is a whole new feature in the game, and we got it done in under 2 hours. Go us. Go team. And we even had time to add a new minigame category. Let's see here. I think we're ready to go for a raid so that I can hang out for a bit. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous, but I very much appreciate that, and I hope you have been enjoying the show. All right, cool, guys. Yeah, totally. Done in no time. I should have snoozed the ad. I've never been in the habit of that. It's always been a very hands-off process. Have you guys seen the... Oh, is this... Hang on. I need to test something, because this might be something Casual could work on, conceivably. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know I don't have... Casual's gonna want to redo that, I think. No? No? Do you notice something you can't see? Toes, that's right. Honestly. The nerve. Toes, but concealed. All right. Strawberry's still out here. But notice the strawberry now rotates with the camera. So much better. Did you notice I used the sleep status effect icon for this sign? Because I was just really desperate. It's like, I gotta have a sign up there. This area feels very empty. I'm not sure if I need to put more stuff in here. What? What? I think if he talks first, then you won't be able to move around. Right now you can move around because he doesn't actually start by talking. We got to get him into talking mode first. Oh, I left the strawberry out. That's why I can't cook it. I already wrote down jingle, right? Yeah, jingle for item get, animation, sound effects. I don't think we need to do a whole song for cooking. I think just a nice little set of like specific cooking noises per NPC, because I think different NPCs will prepare food in different ways. This one's got a blender. So the idea is, I guess, we could pass in a reference to a sound effect, maybe? So that it knows which sound effect to use. Like we pass in an audio key. I guess that's the way to do it. It's silly, but that's probably what we want to do. Okay, cool. I just really like this sign with the winking frog up here. I think that's really good. Guys, thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already heard, I'm not going to be here tomorrow or Wednesday. And if I am here Friday, it'll be kind of a low energy stream. So, gonna be out of town for a bit. At the earliest, Friday we will be back. Sunday we will definitely be back for more development. Cooking. I can't believe it. I was dreading it. I can guarantee you there is no recorded stream this time. I was very coy about last time that I was going to be out of town. But no, it did not happen. I've not pre-recorded any gameplay. someday maybe. I need to get some kind of automated thing going, you know? Like one of those hands-off streams where it's just like where Dupu had Mario playing itself badly. I should see if I could hook up something like that. It would not be hard at all to do that with Dabble Worlds for me, because I could like hook into the code directly. I could just play clips. That sounds terribly vain. Everyone, thank you for hanging out. We're gonna raid into. Well, hang on. Let me double check. We're probably raiding into Photon. They've been working on Lake Hopper, Seaplane game, for some time now. I've really been enjoying watching the development of that, seeing it kind of come together. Really cool stuff. Let's see here. I don't know what I'm looking for in the category, but if I see anybody else making a Paper Mario game, then I'm just gonna be like, all right, well, that's where we're going. But no. Well, good, because I get to feel unique, like I'm doing something special and different. All right. Let's do it. Dabble Worlds auto stream. The original idea was record inputs. And like if you get the world record, we store the input so we can verify like what path you took. Like what input on the keyboard you had every frame of your run. So that if someone like cheated and just like submitted a false time somehow, we'd be like, okay, yeah, that run does not equate to that. But it would also let me see, like, how in the world did they get it this fast? Oh, they took that route. Oh, I never got around to adding that as a feature, but it was an interesting idea to play with. All right, everyone, have a good week. I won't be popping into streams much, if at all. I'll probably occasionally be on Discord, but hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll miss you all. I genuinely really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I'll see you when I get back. Bye.